Jump to content. Main menu. Main menu. Move to sidebar hide. Navigation. Main page. Contents. Current events. Random article. About Wikipedia. Contact us. Contribute. Help. Learn to edit. Community portal. Recent changes. Upload file. Search. Search. Appearance. Donate. Create account. Login. Personal tools. Donate. Create account. Login. Pages for logged out editors. Learn more. Contributions. Talk. Contents. Move to sidebar hide. Top. 1 Definition. 2 History. 3 Characteristics. Toggle characteristics subsection. 3.1 Other proposed characteristics. 4 Applications. Toggle applications subsection. 4.1 Autism intervention. 4.1.1 History. 4.2 Modern practices. 4.3 Applications outside of autism intervention. 4.3.1 Animal welfare. 5 Concepts. Toggle concepts subsection. 5.1 Behavior. 5.2 Operant conditioning. 5.2.1 Reinforcement. 5.2.2 Punishment. 5.3 Respondent, classical, conditioning. 5.4 Extinction. 5.5 Discriminated operant and 3-term contingency. 5.6 Verbal behavior. 6 Measuring behavior. Toggle measuring behavior subsection. 6.1 Repeatability. 6.2 Temporal extent. 6.3 Temporal locus. 6.4 Derivative measures. 6.4.1 Response latency. 7 Analyzing behavior change. Toggle analyzing behavior change subsection. 7.1 Experimental control. 8 Methodologies developed through R-bar research. Toggle methodologies developed through R-bar research subsection. 8.1 Task analysis. 8.2 Chaining. 8.3 Prompting. 8.4 Fading. 8.5 Thinning a reinforcement schedule. 8.6 Generalization. 8.7 Shaping. 8.8 Acceptance and commitment therapy. 8.9 Interventions based on an FBA. 9 Criticisms. Toggle criticisms subsection. 9.1 Neurodiversity movement. 9.2 Research validity. 9.2.1 Conflicts of interest in research. 9.2.2 Quality of evidence. 9.3 Ethical concerns. 9.4 Use of aversives. 9.5 Response to criticisms. 10 See also. 11 References. Toggle references subsection. 11.1 Sources. 12 Further reading. 13 External links. Toggle the table of contents. Applied behavior analysis. 20 languages. Etina. Deutsch. Espanol. Esperanto. Francaise. Bahasa Indonesia. Italiano. Bahasa Malay. Uzbeka / Polski. Portuguese. Simple English. / Srpski. Turks. Edit links. Article. Talk. English. Read. Edit. View history. Tools. Tools. Move to sidebar hide. Actions. Read. Edit. View history. General. What links here? Related changes. Upload file. Special pages. Permanent link. Page information. Cite this page. Get shortened URL. Download QR code. Print/export. Download as PDF. Printable version. In other projects. Wikimedia Commons. Wikidata item. Appearance. Move to sidebar hide. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. The application of respondent and operant conditioning to change behavior. Not to be confused with discrete trial training, a teaching method that is a form of the broader science of applied behavior analysis, ABA. Part of a series on psychology. Outline. History. Subfields. Basic psychology. Abnormal. Affective neuroscience. Affective science. Behavioral genetics. Behavioral neuroscience. Behaviorism. Cognitive/cognitivism. Cognitive neuroscience. Social. Comparative. Cross-cultural. Cultural. Developmental. Differential. Ecological. Evolutionary. Experimental. Gestalt. Intelligence. Mathematical. Moral. Neuropsychology. Perception. Personality. Psycholinguistics. Psychophysiology. Quantitative. Social. Theoretical. Applied psychology. Anomalistic. Applied behavior analysis. Assessment. Clinical. Coaching. Community. Consumer. Counseling. Critical. Educational. Ergonomics. Feminist. Forensic. Health. Humanistic. Industrial and organizational. Legal. Media. Medical. Military. Music. Occupational health. Pastoral. Political. Positive. Psychometrics. Psychotherapy. Religion. School. Sport and exercise. Suicidology. Systems. Traffic. Concepts. Behavior. Behavioral engineering. Behavioral genetics. Behavioral neuroscience. Cognition. Competence. Consciousness. Consumer behavior. Emotions. Feelings. Human factors and ergonomics. Intelligence. Mind. Psychology of religion. Psychometrics. Terror management theory. Lists. Counseling topics. Disciplines. Organizations. Outline. Psychologists. Psychotherapies. Research methods. Schools of thought. Timeline. Topics. Psychology portal. V. T. E. This article may be unbalanced towards certain viewpoints. Please improve the article by adding information on neglected viewpoints, or discuss the issue on the talk page. July 2024. Applied Behavior Analysis, ABA, is a scientific discipline that utilizes the principles of learning based upon respondent and operant conditioning to make socially significant changes in a subject's behavior. ABA is the applied form of behavior analysis. The impact ABA has on meaningful behaviors is a defining feature, and what differentiates it from experimental analysis of behavior, which focuses on basic experimental research. 1. The term applied behavior analysis has replaced behavior modification because the latter approach suggested changing behavior without clarifying the relevant behavior-environment interactions. In contrast, R-bar changes behavior by first assessing the functional relationship between a targeted behavior and the environment, a process known as a functional behavior assessment. Further, the approach seeks to develop socially acceptable alternatives for maladaptive behaviors, often through administering differential reinforcement contingencies. Although R-bar is most commonly associated with autism intervention, it has been utilized in a range of other areas, including organizational behavior management, substance abuse, behavior management in classrooms, acceptance and commitment therapy, and athletic exercise. 2, 3, 4. Definition. Edit. R-bar is a field of study that focuses on using the principles of behaviorism to make changes in a client's behavior that are relevant to their everyday life. 5. The social validity of interventions is what differentiates R-bar from experimental analysis of behavior, which focuses on basic experimental research. 6. Behavior analysis adopts the viewpoint of radical behaviorism, which states that all behavior occurs for a reason, and the cause can be understood based on the subject's learning history and current conditions. 7. This represents a shift away from methodological behaviorism, which restricts behavior change procedures to behaviors that are overt, and was the conceptual underpinning of behavior modification. Behavior analysts emphasize that the science of behavior must be a natural science as opposed to a social science. 8. History. Edit. Further information: radical behaviorism, experimental analysis of behavior, behavior modification, operant conditioning, B.F. Skinner, Charles Furster, Nathan Azrin, Jack Michael, Donald M. Barra, Montrose Wolfe, Sidney W. Bijou, Ivar Lovaas, Robert Kogel, and Stephen C. Hayes. Lovaas prompting several young research subjects and using food as a reinforcer, ca. 1965. The field of behaviorism originated in 1913 by John B. Watson with his seminal work Psychology as the Behaviorist Views It. 9. In it, Watson argued against the field of psychology's focus on consciousness and proposed the field instead focus on the relationship between stimuli and observable behavioral responses, SR behaviorism. 10. The field of experimental behaviorism, which was partially based on Watson's work, was founded by B.F. Skinner in the 1930s and 1940s. 11. Skinner is credited with being the first person to describe the principles of operant conditioning and the philosophy of radical behaviorism, which are the foundations of applied behavior analysis. Skinner was also one of the founders of the Journal of Experimental Analysis of Behavior, JEB, in 1958, which was the first academic journal focused on the publication of research in experimental behaviorism. The first experiments studying the effectiveness of behavior analysis on human subjects were published in the 1940s and 50s, including B.F. Skinner's Baby in a Box in 1945 and Paul Feuer's 1949 Operant Conditioning of a Vegetative Human Organism. Jack Michael's study The Psychiatric Nurse as a Behavioral Engineer in 1959 was the first to utilize the concepts of behaviorism to effect meaningful change in the subject's behavior. 11, 12, 13. The successful and meaningful use of behavior analysis in human subjects led researchers at the University of Kansas to start the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, JABA, in 1968. 14, 15. A group of researchers at the University of Washington, including Donald Barra, Sidney W. Bijou, Bill Hopkins, J. Bernbrower, Todd Risley, and Montrose Wolfe, 1617, applied the principles of behavior analysis to treat autism, manage the behavior of children and adolescents in juvenile detention centers, and organize employees who required proper structure and management in businesses. In 1968, Barra, Bijou, Risley, Bernbrower, Wolfe, and James Sherman joined the Department of Human Development and Family Life at the University of Kansas, where they founded the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 18. From 1960 through 1997, Ivar Lovaas researched the efficacy of ARBA techniques on autistic and schizophrenic children. While Lovaas's work was instrumental in establishing ARBA as an effective treatment of autism through the Lovaas method, his use of shock treatment has considerable ethical concerns, and the practice has been condemned by the Association for Behavior Analysis International. 1920. Over the years, behavior analysis gradually superseded behavior modification, that is, from simply trying to alter problematic behavior, behavior analysts sought to understand the function of that behavior, what reinforcement histories, i.e., attention-seeking, escape, sensory stimulation, etc., promote and maintain it, and how it can be replaced by successful behavior. 21. Characteristics. Edit. 7 Characteristics of ARBA. Barra, Wolfe, and Risley's 1968 article, 22, is still used as the standard description of ARBA. 1523, it lists the following 7 characteristics of ARBA. Another resource for the characteristics of applied behavior analysis is the textbook Behavior Modification, Principles and Procedures. 24. Applied, ARBA focuses on the social significance of the behavior studied and works to improve the lives of those receiving ARBA services. Behavioral, ARBA focuses on behavior, which is defined as the observable and measurable movements of an organism. Definitions of behavior should be written so they can be clearly understood by a third party who is collecting data on the behavior. Analytic, behavior analysis is successful when the analyst understands and can manipulate the events that control a target behavior. This may be relatively easy to do in the lab, where a researcher is able to arrange the relevant events, but it is not always easy, or ethical, in an applied situation. 1. In order to consider something to fall under the spectrum of analytic, it must demonstrate a functional relationship and it must be provable. Barra et al. Outline 2 methods that may be used in applied settings to demonstrate control while maintaining ethical standards. These are the reversal design and the multiple baseline design. In the reversal design, the experimenter first measures the behavior of choice, introduces an intervention, and then measures the behavior again. Then, the intervention is removed, or reduced, and the behavior is measured yet again. The intervention is effective to the extent that the behavior changes and then changes back in response to these manipulations. The multiple baseline method may be used for behaviors that seem irreversible. Here, several behaviors are measured and then the intervention is applied to each in turn. The effectiveness of the intervention is revealed by changes in just the behavior to which the intervention is being applied. Technological, the description of analytic research must be clear and detailed so that any competent researcher can repeat it accurately. 1. Conceptually systematic. Behavior analysis should not simply produce a list of effective interventions, rather, intervention protocols should focus on including technological descriptions as well as theoretically meaningful terms, such as secondary reinforcement or errorless discrimination, to help the reader understand how the concepts could be used in similar protocols. Effective, Interventions must produce behavioral changes that have a large enough effect to make meaningful, positive changes in the client's life. Generality: our intervention should focus on selecting and teaching new behaviors so the client can transfer those skills into new environments and stimuli outside of what was directly taught. Behavior analysts should incorporate plans for generalization when creating programs. Other proposed characteristics. Edit. In 2005, Hoodit al. Suggested the addition of the following 5 characteristics: sad smiley 25. Accountable: our must be able to demonstrate that its methods are effective. This requires repeatedly measuring the effect of interventions, success, failure or no effect at all, and, if necessary, making changes that improve their effectiveness. Public: the methods, results, and theoretical analyses of our must be published and open to scrutiny. There are no hidden treatments or mystical, metaphysical explanations. Doable: to be generally useful, interventions should be available to a variety of individuals, who might be teachers, parents, therapists, or even those who wish to modify their own behavior. With proper planning and training, many interventions can be applied by almost anyone willing to invest the effort. 205. Empowering: our provides tools that give the practitioner feedback on the results of interventions. These allow clinicians to assess their skill level and build confidence in their effectiveness. 26. Optimistic: behavior analysts have cause to be optimistic that their efforts are socially worthwhile, for the following reasons. The behaviors impacted by behavior analysis are largely determined by learning and controlled by manipulable aspects of the environment. Practitioners can improve performance by direct and continuous measurements. As a practitioner uses behavioral techniques with positive outcomes, they become more confident of future success. The literature provides many examples of success in teaching individuals considered previously unteachable. Applications. Edit. Autism intervention. Edit. Although there are many applications of our outside of autism intervention, a large majority of our practitioners specialize in autism, and our itself is often mistakenly considered synonymous with therapy for autism. 27.6. Practitioners often use our-based techniques to teach adaptive behaviors to, or diminish challenging behaviors presented by, individuals with autism. 28.29. Our methodologies such as differential reinforcement, extinction, and task analysis are among the most well-researched evidence-based practices for autism intervention. 30. History. Edit. Early development of the techniques that would later become the Lavar's method involved use of electric shocks, scolding, and the withholding of food. 31.32. By the time the children were enrolled in this study, such aversives were abandoned, and allowed no electric shock or slap to the thigh were used only as a last resort to reduce aggressive and self-stimulatory behaviors. In 1965, Ivar Lavars published a series of articles that described a pioneering investigation of the antecedents and consequences that maintained a problem behavior. 33, including the use of electric shock on autistic children to suppress stimming and meltdowns, described as self-stimulatory behavior and tantrum behaviors respectively, and to coerce affectionate behavior. 34, and relied on the methods of errorless learning which was initially used by Charles Foerster to teach nonverbal children to speak. Lavars also described how to use social, secondary, reinforcers, teach children to imitate, and what interventions, including electric shocks, may be used to reduce aggression and life-threatening self-injury. 33.35. In 1987, Lavars published the study, behavioral treatment and normal educational and intellectual functioning in young autistic children. 14. The experimental group in this study received an average of 40 hours per week in a 1-1 teaching setting at a table using errorless discrete trial training, DTT, with a trained student therapist. 36. The treatment was implemented at home by student therapists. Parents were trained on the teaching techniques to allow near-constant R-bar instruction. During episodes of aggressive or self-stimulatory behavior, interventionists used planned ignoring, reinforcing appropriate alternative behavior, and as a last resort, the delivery of a loud no or a slap on the thigh contingent upon the presence of the undesirable behavior. 14. The outcome of this study indicated 47% of the experimental group, 9/19, went on to lose their autism diagnosis and were described as indistinguishable from their typically developing adolescent peers. This included passing general education without assistance and forming and maintaining friendships. These gains were maintained as reported in the 1993 study, Long-Term Outcome for Children with Autism Who Received Early Intensive Behavioral Treatment. Lavar's work went on to be recognized by the U.S. Surgeon General in 1999, and his research were replicated in university and private settings. 37, 38. The Lavar's method went on to become known as Early Intensive Behavioral Intervention, EIBI. Modern Practices. Edit. In 2018, a Cochrane meta-analysis database concluded that some recent research is beginning to suggest that there are two different R-bar teaching approaches to acquiring spoken language. Children with high receptive language skills respond to 2.5-20 hours per week of the naturalistic approach, whereas children with lower receptive language skills need 25 hours per week of discrete trial training, the structured and intensive form of R-bar. 39. A 2023 multi-site randomized control trial study of 164 participants showed similar findings. 40. Applications outside of autism intervention. Edit. Although most research in R-bar focuses on autism intervention, it is also used in a broad range of other areas. Recent notable areas of research in the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis include Autism, 3, Classroom Instruction with Typically Developing Students, Pediatric Feeding Therapy, 2, 3, 41, and Substance Use Disorders. 2, 3. Other applications of R-bar include Applied Animal Behavior, Consumer Behavior Analysis, Forensic Behavior Analysis, Behavioral Medicine, Behavioral Neuroscience, Clinical Behavior Analysis, 2, 3, Organizational Behavior Management, 2, 3, School-wide Positive Behavior Interventions and Support, 2, 42, 43, 44, 45, and Contact Desensitization for Phobias. Animal Welfare. Edit. R-bar has been successfully used in other species. 46. Morris uses R-bar to reduce feather plucking in the black vulture, Coragyps atratus. 46, 47, 48. Concepts. Edit. Behavior. Edit. Main article, Behavior. Behavior refers to the movement of some part of an organism that changes some aspect of the environment. 49. Often, the term behavior refers to a class of responses that share physical dimensions or functions, and in that case a response is a single instance of that behavior. 15. 50. If a group of responses have the same function, this group may be called a response class. Repertoire refers to the various responses available to an individual. The term may refer to responses that are relevant to a particular situation, or it may refer to everything a person can do. Operant conditioning. Edit. Main article, Operant conditioning. Operant behavior is voluntary behavior that is sensitive to, or controlled by its consequences. Specifically, operant conditioning refers to the three-term contingency that uses stimulus control. In the three-term contingency, first, a discriminative stimulus signals to the subject that reinforcement, or, less commonly, punishment, is available. Then, the subject performs a behavior. After performing a behavior, a consequence will occur that either adds, positive, or removes, negative, something that will make the behavior either occur more, reinforcement, or less, punishment, frequently in the future. Reinforcement. Edit. Main article, Reinforcement. Reinforcement occurs when the consequence of a behavior makes it more likely for that behavior to occur in the future. Reinforcing consequences can be either positive, where something preferred is added, or negative, where something aversive is removed. 51. Reinforcement is the key element in operant conditioning and most behavior change programs. 52. 53. There are multiple schedules of reinforcement that affect the future probability of behavior. Punishment. Edit. Main article, Punishment, Psychology. Punishment occurs when the consequences of a behavior make the behavior less likely to occur in the future. 54. As with reinforcement, a stimulus can be added, positive punishment, or removed, negative punishment. Broadly, there are three types of punishment: presentation of aversive stimuli, for example, pain, response cost, removal of desirable stimuli as in monetary fines, and restriction of freedom, as in a timeout. 55. Punishment in practice can often result in unwanted side effects. 56. Some other potential unwanted effects include resentment over being punished, attempts to escape the punishment, expression of pain and negative emotions associated with it, and recognition by the punished individual between the punishment and the person delivering it. Our therapists state that they use punishment is used infrequently as a last resort or when there is a direct threat caused by the behavior. 57. Respondent, Classical, Conditioning. Edit. Main article, Classical Conditioning. Respondent, Classical, Conditioning is based on involuntary reflexes. In his experiments with dogs, Ivan Pavlov usually used the salivary reflex, namely salivation, unconditioned response, following the taste of food, unconditioned stimulus. Pairing a neutral stimulus, for example, a bell, conditioned stimulus, with food caused the dog to elicit salivation, conditioned response. Thus, in classical conditioning, the conditioned stimulus becomes a signal for a biologically significant consequence. Note that in respondent conditioning, unlike operant conditioning, the response does not produce a reinforcer or punisher. For example, the dog does not get food because it salivates. Extinction. Edit. Main article, Extinction, Psychology. Extinction is the technical term to describe the procedure of withholding /discontinuing reinforcement of a previously reinforced behavior, resulting in the decrease of that behavior. 58. 102. The behavior is then set to be extinguished. Cooper et al. Extinction procedures are often preferred over punishment procedures, as many punishment procedures are deemed unethical and in many states prohibited. Nonetheless, extinction procedures must be implemented with utmost care by professionals, as they are generally associated with extinction bursts. An extinction burst is the temporary increase in the frequency, intensity, and / or duration of the behavior targeted for extinction. 58. 104 other characteristics of an extinction burst include an extinction-produced aggression, the occurrence of an emotional response to an extinction procedure often manifested as aggression, and b. extinction-induced response variability, the occurrence of novel behaviors that did not typically occur prior to the extinction procedure. These novel behaviors are a core component of shaping procedures. Discriminated operant and three-term contingency. Edit. In addition to a relation being made between behavior and its consequences, operant conditioning also establishes relations between antecedent conditions and behaviors. This differs from the SR formulations, if A then B, and replaces it with an AB because of C formulation. In other words, the relation between a behavior, B, and its context, A, is because of consequences, C. More specifically, this relationship between AB because of C indicates that the relationship is established by prior consequences that have occurred in similar contexts. 59. This antecedent behavior consequence contingency is termed the three-term contingency. A behavior which occurs more frequently in the presence of an antecedent condition than in its absence is called a discriminated operant. The antecedent stimulus is called a discriminative stimulus, SD. The fact that the discriminated operant occurs only in the presence of the discriminative stimulus is an illustration of stimulus control. 60. More recently, behavior analysts have been focusing on conditions that occur prior to the circumstances for the current behavior of concern that increased the likelihood of the behavior occurring or not occurring. These conditions have been referred to variously as setting event, establishing operations, and motivating operations by various researchers in their publications. Verbal behavior. Edit. Main article, Verbal Behavior. BF. Skinner's classification system of behavior analysis has been applied to treatment of a host of communication disorders. 61. Skinner's system includes tact, a verbal response evoked by a nonverbal antecedent and maintained by generalized conditioned reinforcement. Manned behavior under control of motivating operations maintained by a characteristic reinforcer. Intraverbal's verbal behavior for which the relevant antecedent stimulus was other verbal behavior, but which does not share the response topography of that prior verbal stimulus, for example, responding to another speaker's question. Autoclitic secondary verbal behavior which alters the effect of primary verbal behavior on the listener. Examples involve quantification, grammar, and qualifying statements, for example, the differential effects of I think versus I know. Measuring behavior. Edit. In applied behavior analysis, the quantifiable measures are a derivative of the dimensions. These dimensions are repeatability, temporal extent, and temporal locus. 62. Repeatability. Edit. Response classes occur repeatedly throughout time, i.e., how many times the behavior occurs. Count is the number of occurrences in behavior. Rate/frequency is the number of instances of behavior per unit of time. Acceleration is the measure of how the rate changes over time. Temporal extent. Edit. The temporal extent refers to the duration of the response, which is the measure of time from the start to the end of the response. The duration of a response is either the duration of each response or the duration of all responses during a specific time frame, which is then recorded as a percentage. 63. Temporal locus. Edit. Latency specifically measures the time that elapses between the event of a stimulus and the behavior that follows. This is important in behavioral research because it quantifies how quickly an individual may respond to external stimuli, providing insights into their perceptual and cognitive processing rates. 64. There are two measurements that are able to define temporal locus. They are response latency and interresponse time. Response latency measures the time between the presentation of a stimulus, such as an instruction, and the first response. 65. Interresponse time refers to the duration of time that occurs between two instances of behavior, and it helps in understanding patterns and frequency of a certain behavior on a period of time. 64. Use of psychiatric medications may reduce the rate of response, but on the other hand lengthen the duration of interresponse time. The usage of these medications effectively reduces interest as the reaction declines as well. 66. Derivative measures. Edit. Derivative measures are additional metrics derived from primary data, often by combining or transforming dimensional quantities to offer deeper insights into a phenomenon. Despite not being directly tied to specific dimensions, these measures provide valuable supplemental information. In applied behavior analysis, ABA, for example, percentage is a derivative measure that quantifies the ratio of specific responses to total responses, offering a nuanced understanding of behavior and assisting in evaluating progress and intervention effectiveness. Trials to criterion, another ABA derivative measure, tracks the number of response opportunities needed to achieve a set level of performance. This metric aids behavior analysts in assessing skill acquisition and mastery, influencing decisions on program adjustments and teaching methods. Applied behavior analysis relies on meticulous measurement and impartial evaluation of observable behavior as a foundational principle. Without accurate data collection and analysis, behavior analysts lack the essential information to assess intervention effectiveness and make informed decisions about program modifications. Therefore, precise measurement and assessment play a pivotal role in ABA practice, guiding practitioners to enhance behavioral outcomes and drive significant change. Behavior analysts utilize a few distinct techniques to gather information. A portion of the ways of collect data information include response latency. Edit. Latency refers to how much time after a particular boost has been given before the objective way of behaving happens. 67, 68. Analyzing behavior change. Edit. Experimental control. Edit. In applied behavior analysis, all experiments should include the following: sad smiley 69. At least one participant. At least one behavior, dependent variable. At least one setting. A system for measuring the behavior and ongoing visual analysis of data. At least one treatment or intervention condition. Manipulations of the independent variable so that its effects on the dependent variable may be quantitatively or qualitatively analyzed. An intervention that will benefit the participant in some way, behavioral cusp. Methodologies developed through ABA research. Edit. Task analysis. Edit. Task analysis is the process of breaking down a multi-step instruction into its component parts. The student is then taught to complete a task analysis through chaining. For example, a task analysis of washing hands might include the following steps: turn on the sink, put hands in the water, put soap on hands, scrub hands, rinse hands, turn off water. Task analysis has been used in organizational behavior management, a behavior analytic approach to changing the behaviors of members of an organization, for example, factories, offices, or hospitals. 70. Behavioral scripts often emerge from a task analysis. 71, 72. Bergen conducted a task analysis of the behavioral consultation relationship. 73, and Thomas Critiquill developed a training program based on teaching Bergen's skills. 74, a similar approach was used for the development of microskills training for counselors. 75, 76, 77, Ivy would later call this behaviorist phase a very productive one. 78, and the skills-based approach came to dominate counselor training during 1970-90. 79. Task analysis was also used in determining the skills needed to access a career. 80. In education, Engelmann, 1968, used task analysis as part of the methods to design the direct instruction curriculum. 81. Chaining. Edit. Main article, Chaining. Chaining is the process of teaching the steps of a task analysis. The two methods of chaining, forward chaining and backward chaining, differ based on what step a learner is taught to complete first. In forward chaining, the R-bar practitioner teaches the learner to independently complete the first step and prompts the learner for all subsequent steps. In backward chaining, the practitioner prompts all steps except the last step. As the learner begins to respond independently, the practitioner systematically removes the prompts and teaches the next step in the task analysis. 82, 83. Total task presentation is a variation of forward chaining where the practitioner asks the learner to perform the entire task analysis and provides prompting only when the learner is unable to complete a step independently. 84. Prompting. Edit. A prompt is a cue that encourages a desired response from an individual. 85. Prompts are often categorized into a prompt hierarchy from most intrusive to least intrusive, although there is some controversy about what is considered most intrusive, those that are physically intrusive or those that are hardest prompt to fade, for example, verbal. 86. In order to minimize errors and ensure a high level of success during learning, prompts are given in a most to least sequence and faded systematically. 87. During this process, prompts are faded as quickly as possible so that the learner does not come to depend on them and eventually behaves appropriately without prompting. 88, 89. Fading. Edit. The overall goal is for an individual to eventually not need prompts. As an individual gains mastery of a skill at a particular prompt level, the prompt is faded to a less intrusive prompt. This ensures that the individual does not become overly dependent on a particular prompt when learning a new behavior or skill. One of the primary choices that was made while showing another way of behaving is the manner by which to fade the prompts or prompts. An arrangement should be set up to fade the prompts in an organized style. For instance, blurring the actual brief of directing a kid's hands might follow this succession: A. Supporting wrists, B. Contacting hands softly, C. Contacting lower arm or elbow, and D. Pulling out actual contact through and through. Fading guarantees that the kid does not turn out to be excessively subject to a specific brief while mastering another expertise. 68. Thinning a reinforcement schedule. Edit. Thinning is often confused with fading. Fading refers to a prompt being removed, where thinning refers to an increase in the time or number of responses required between reinforcements. 90. Periodic thinning that produces a 30% decrease in reinforcement has been suggested as an efficient way to thin. 91. Schedule thinning is often an important and neglected issue in contingency management and token economy systems, especially when these are developed by unqualified practitioners. See Professional Practice of Behavior Analysis. 92. Generalization. Edit. Generalization is the expansion of a student's performance ability beyond the initial conditions set for acquisition of a skill. 93. Generalization can occur across people, places, and materials used for teaching. For example, once a skill is learned in one setting, with a particular instructor, and with specific materials, the skill is taught in more general settings with more variation from the initial acquisition phase. For example, if a student has successfully mastered learning colors at the table, the teacher may take the student around the house or school and generalize the skill in these more natural environments with other materials. Behavior analysts have spent considerable amount of time studying factors that lead to generalization. 94. Shaping. Edit. Main article, Shaping, Psychology. Shaping involves gradually modifying the existing behavior into the desired behavior. If the student engages with a dog by hitting it, then they could have their behavior shaped by reinforcing interactions in which they touch the dog more gently. Over many interactions, successful shaping would replace the hitting behavior with patting or other gentler behavior. Shaping is based on a behavior analyst's thorough knowledge of operant conditioning principles and extinction. Recent efforts to teach shaping have used simulated computer tasks. 95. One teaching technique found to be effective with some students, particularly children, is the use of video modeling, the use of taped sequences as exemplars of behavior. It can be used by therapists to assist in the acquisition of both verbal and motor responses, in some cases for long chains of behavior. 96, 97. Another example of shaping is when a toddler learns to walk. The child is reinforced by crawling, standing, taking a few steps, and then eventually walking. When a child is learning to walk, they are praised by a lot of claps and excitements. 98. Acceptance and commitment therapy. Edit. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, is a therapeutic approach based on behavior analytic principles with the theoretical framework of relational frame theory. 99. The primary goal of ACT is to help the client acknowledge negative or unwanted private events described by Skinner, such as thoughts and feelings, and shift their self-identity from one based on psychological phenomenon to one based in self as context. 100. Interventions based on an FBA. Edit. Functional Behavioral Assessment, FBA, is an individualized critical thinking process that may be used to address problem behavior. An evaluation is initiated to distinguish the causality of a problem behavior. This interactive evaluation includes gathering data about the ecological circumstances that occur prior to an identified conduct issue and the resulting rewards that reinforce the behavior. The data that is collected is then used to recognize and execute individualized interventions pointed toward lessening problem behaviors and expanding positive behavior outcomes. Critical to behavior analytic interventions is the concept of a systematic behavioral case formulation with a functional behavioral assessment or analysis at the core. 101, 102. This approach should apply a behavior analytic theory of change, see behavioral change theories. This formulation should include a thorough functional assessment, a skills assessment, a sequential analysis, behavior chain analysis, an ecological assessment, a look at existing evidence-based behavioral models for the problem behavior, such as Fordist's model of chronic pain, 103, and then a treatment plan based on how environmental factors influence behavior. Some argue that behavior analytic case formulation can be improved with an assessment of rules and rule-governed behavior. 104, 105, 106. Some of the interventions that result from this type of conceptualization involve training specific communication skills to replace the problem behaviors as well as specific setting, antecedent, behavior, and consequence strategies. 107. Criticisms. Edit. Neurodiversity movement. Edit. See also, Autism rights movement. Some neurodiversity advocates, including some autistic people who have experienced ABAR interventions, believe that ARBAR attempts to eliminate, suppress or reduce autistic behaviors and reinforces autistic people to mask their true personalities in order to imitate neurotypical behaviors, for example eye contact, body language, and conform to an overly narrow conception of normal behavior. 108, 109. Masking is generally associated with suicidality and poor long-term mental health. 110, 111. Instead, these critics advocate for increased social acceptance of harmless and sometimes adaptive autistic traits and interventions focused on improving well-being and quality of life. 112. The Autistic Self-Advocacy Network campaigns against the use of ARBAR in autism. 113, 114. The European Council of Autistic People, UCAP, published a 2024 position statement expressing deep concern about the harm caused by ARBAR being overlooked. They emphasize that most surveyed autistic individuals view ARBAR as harmful, abusive, and counterproductive to their well-being. UCAP advocates for a variety of support methods and the inclusion of autistic individuals in decision-making processes regarding their care. 115. A 2020 study examined perspectives of autistic adults that received ARBAR as children and found that the overwhelming majority reported that behaviorist methods create painful lived experiences, that ARBAR led to the erosion of the true actualizing self, and that they felt they had a lack of self-agency within interpersonal experiences. 116. Another study published in 2023 at Autism, one of the leading journals in autism, found similar results, with evidence of increased masking and causing mental health challenges for some autistic people. 117. Research validity. Edit. Conflicts of interest, methodological concerns, and a high risk of bias pervade most ARBAR studies. 118, 119. A 2019 meta-analysis noted that methodological rigor remains a pressing concern in research into ARBAR's use as therapy for autism. While the authors found some evidence in favor of behavioral interventions, the effects disappeared when they limited the scope of their review to randomized controlled trial designs and outcomes for which there was no risk of detection bias. 120. Conflicts of interest in research. Edit. One study revealed extensive undisclosed conflicts of interest, COI, in published ARBAR studies. 84% of studies published in top behavioral journals over a period of 1 year had at least one author with a COI involving their employment, either as an ARBAR clinical provider or a training consultant to ARBAR clinical providers. However, only 2% of these studies disclosed the COI. 118. Quality of evidence. Edit. Low-quality evidence is likewise a concern in some research reporting on the potential harms of ARBAR on autistic children. 121. Another concern is that ARBAR research only measures behavior as a means of success, which has led to a lack of qualitative research about autistic experiences of ARBAR, a lack of research examining the internal effects of ARBAR and a lack of research for autistic children who are non-speaking or have comorbid intellectual disabilities. 116, 122, 123, 124. Research is also lacking about whether ARBAR is effective long-term and very little longitudinal outcomes have been studied. 122. Ethical concerns. Edit. Opponents of ARBAR have denounced the ARBAR ethical code as too lenient, citing its failure to restrict or clarify the use of aversives, the absence of an autism or child development education requirement for ARBAR therapists, and its emphasis on parental consent rather than the consent of the person receiving services. 122, 125. Numerous researchers have argued that some forms of ARBA interventions can be abusive and can increase symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, in people undergoing the intervention. 116, 122, 125, 126, 127. Some bioethicists argue that employing ARBA violates the principles of justice and non-maleficence and infringes on the autonomy of both autistic children and their parents. 125. Use of aversives. Edit. Lovaas incorporated aversives into some of the ARBA practices he developed, including employing electric shocks, slapping, and shouting to modify undesirable behavior. Although the use of aversives in ARBA became less common over time, and in 2012 their use was described as inconsistent with contemporary practice, 128, aversives persisted in some ARBA programs. In comments made in 2014 to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, a clinician previously employed by the Judge Rottenberg Educational Center claimed that all textbooks used for thorough training of applied behavior analysts include an overview of the principles of punishment, including the use of electrical brain stimulation. 129. Skinner's verbal operants were critiqued by the linguist Noam Chomsky, who argued that Skinner's view of language as behavior did not explain the complexity of human language. Irrelevant citation, 130. Response to criticisms. Edit. Justin B. Leaf and others examined and responded to several of these criticisms of ARBA in 3 papers published in 2018. 131, 2019, 132, and 2022, 133, in which they questioned the evidence for such criticisms, concluding that the claim that all ARBA is abusive has no basis in the published literature. Others have published similar responses. 134. See also. Edit. Education Portal, Medicine Portal, Psychology Portal, Association for Behavior Analysis International, Behavior Analysis of Child Development, Behavior Therapy, Behavioral Activation, Educational Psychology, Parent Management Training, Professional Practice of Behavior Analysis. References. Edit. ABC Barra DM, Wolf mm, Risley TR, 1968. Some Current Dimensions of Applied Behavior Analysis. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 1. 191-97-10.1901/Jabbar.1968.1-91. PMC 1310980. PMID 1679565. ABCDEF Madden G, ed. 2013. APA Handbook of Behavior Analysis. APA Handbooks in Psychology Series, APA Reference Books Collection. Washington, D.C., American Psychological Association. ISBN 978-1-4338-1111-1. OCLC 7714252225. Retrieved 24 December 2014. ABCDEF Roan H.S., Ringdal J.E., for Commentor T.S., 2015. Clinical and Organizational Applications of Applied Behavior Analysis. Elsevier Science. ISBN 978-0-12-420249-8. Page needed. Division 25, About Behavior Analysis. American Psychological Association. Retrieved 12 August 2024. Cooper Joe, Heron Ted, Hood W.L., 2019. Applied Behavior Analysis, 3rd ed. Pearson Education, U.S. p. 19. ISBN 978-0134752556. A. B. Dillenberger K., Keenan M., June, 2009. None of the A's in our bar stand for autism, Dispelling the Myths. Journal of Intellectual and Developmental Disability. 34, 2193195-10.108668250902845244. PMID 194048440. S2 SID 1818966. Baum W.M., 2011. What is Radical Behaviorism? A review of J. Moore's Conceptual Foundations of Radical Behaviorism. Journal of the Experimental Analysis of Behavior. 95, 111912.10.1901/Jeb.2011.95-119. PMC 3014776. Mar M., 2009. The Natural Selection, Behavior Analysis as a Natural Science, PDF. European Journal of Behavior Analysis. 10, 2103118-10.1080/1502114.2009.11434313. S2 SID 2187682883. Archived from the original, PDF, on 29 November 2014. Cooper Joe, Heron Ted, Hood W.L., 2019. Applied Behavior Analysis, 3rd ed. Pearson Education, U.S. p. 11. ISBN 978-0134752556. Watson J.B., 1913. Psychology as the Behaviorist Views It. Psychological Review. 20, 2158177-10.1037/H0074428 HDL21.1116/0001-9182-7. A. B. Morris E. K., Altister, Smith Ing., 2013. A Study in the Founding of Applied Behavior Analysis through its Publications. The Behavior Analyst. 35, 173-10.1007/BF03392293. PMC 3640891. PMID 257291133. Cooper Joe, Heron Ted, Hood W.L., 2019. Applied Behavior Analysis, 3rd ed. Pearson Education, U.S. pp. 11-14. ISBN 978-0134752556. A&T, Michael J., October 1959. The Psychiatric Nurse as a Behavioral Engineer. Journal of the Experimental Analysis of Behavior. 2, 4323334.10.1959.2-323. PMC 1403907. PMID 137953556. A. B. C. Ikeseth S., Smith T., Jarrah E., Eldevic S., May 2007. Outcome for children with autism who began intensive behavioral treatment between ages 4 and 7, a comparison-controlled study. Behavior modification. 31. 3264278-10.1007/BF03392239. PMC 3089401. PMID 174383442. ABC Cooper Joe, Heron Tet, Hood WL, 2007. Applied Behavior Analysis, 2nd ed. Prentice Hall. ISBN 978-0-13-142113-4. Archived from the original on 9 February 2023. Retrieved 5 August 2017. Lovett T.C., 1993. A Brief History of Applied Behavior Analysis at the University of Washington. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 26, 4563567-10.1901/Jabbar.1993.26-563. PMC 1297893. PMID 167958814. Identifying Applied Behavior Analysis Interventions, PDF. Association of Professional Behavior Analysts. 25 July 2016. Retrieved 3 December 2018. Barra DM, 1993. A Brief, Selective History of the Department of Human Development and Family Life at the University of Kansas, the Early Years. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 26, 4569572-10.1901/Jabbar.1993.26-569. PMC 1297894. PMID 167958815. Larson E.V., Wright S., 2011. O. Ivar Lovars, 1927-2010. The Behavior Analyst. 34, 111, 114. PMC 3089401. Association for Behavior Analysis International. Position Statement on the Use of SES, 2022. Association for Behavior Analysis International. Mace F.C., Critchfield T.S., May 2010. Translational Research in Behavior Analysis, Historical Traditions and Imperative for the Future. Journal of the Experimental Analysis of Behavior. 93, 3293312.10.1901/Jeb.2010.93-293. PMC 2861871. PMID 211198847. Cooper Joe, Heron Tet, 2019. Applied Behavior Analysis, 3rd ed. Pearson Education. p. 19. ISBN 978-0134752556. Cooper, Heron and Hood 1987, p. 16. Miltenberger R., Virus Ortega J., 1 May 2020. Modification de Conducta, Principios y Procedimientos, 6th ed. Do 10.267411/2020/Miltenberger 6e. S2 SID 218936697. AB Hood WL, Heron Tet, Nifna, Peterson SM, Sainato DM, Cartledge GY, Cardner 3R, Peterson LD, Hirsch SB, Dardig JC, eds. 2005. Focus on behavior analysis in education, achievements, challenges, and opportunities. Upper Saddle River, NJ, Prentice Hall / Merrill. ISBN 978-0-13-111339-8. Carrot Cooper, Heron and Hood 1987, p. 19. Back Certificate Data. Behavior Analyst Certification Board. Retrieved 14 May 2022. Matson J.L., Hatia Ma, Belva B., January-March 2012. Treating Adaptive Living Skills of Persons with Autism Using Applied Behavior Analysis, a Review. Research in Autism Spectrum Disorders. 6. 127.127.10.1016/j.ras.2011.05.008. Myers S.M., Johnson C.P., November 2007. Management of Children with Autism Spectrum Disorders. Pediatrics. 120. 5 1162 1182 to 10.1542/peds.2007-2362. PMID 1796791. Wong C., Odom S., Hume K., Coxo, Fetigo, Kakarchik S., et al. 2015. Evidence-Based Practices for Children, Youth, and Young Adults with Autism Spectrum Disorder, a Comprehensive Review. Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders. 45. 7 1951-1966 to 10.1007-4-S1083-014-2351Z. PMID 255783338. Kirkham P., 1 April 2017. The Line Between Intervention and Abuse, Autism and Applied Behavior Analysis. History of the Human Sciences. 30. 2107-126 to 10.100126-995269511770257. S2 SID 1520174117. Bowman Ra, Baker J.P., March 2014. Screams, Slaps, and Love, The Strange Birth of Applied Behavior Analysis. Pediatrics. 133, 336466 to 10.1542/peds.2013-2583. PMID 245344411. S2 SID 28137037. A. B. Smith T., Ikes F.S., March 2011. O. Ivar Lovars, Pioneer of Applied Behavior Analysis and Intervention for Children with Autism. Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders. 41. 337538 to 10.1007-4-S1083-010-1162-0. PMID 2115387. S2 SID 207159059. Lovarzoy, Skeefer B., Simmons J.Q., 1965. Building Social Behavior in Autistic Children by Use of Electric Shock, PDF. Journal of Experimental Research in Personality. 1. 299109. Chance P., January 1974. After you hit a child, you can't just get up and leave him, you are hooked to that kid. Interview with Ole Ivar Lovars, PDF. Psychology Today, 7684. Retrieved 3 March 2022 via Neurodiversity. Dead link, excerpt from Psychology Today. Lovarzoy, February 1987. Behavioral Treatment and Normal Educational and Intellectual Functioning in Young Autistic Children. Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology. 55, 139-10.1022-0066.55.1.3. PMID 3571656. Sallows Go, Graupner T.D., November 2005. Intensive Behavioral Treatment for Children with Autism, 4-year Outcome and Predictors. American Journal of Mental Retardation. 110, 6417438-10.1352/0895-8017, 2005, 110, 417 IBFC, 2.0.co, 2. PMID 162124446. S2 SID 123052883. Cohen H., Amarine Dickens M., Smith T., April 2006. Early Intensive Behavioral Treatment, Replication of the UCLA Model in a Community Setting. Journal of Developmental and Behavioral Pediatrics. 27, 2 Supple S145S155-10.10000470040704002000600002-000013. PMID 1668581. S2 SID 159272226. Brignella, Chinorski KV, Song H., Chu J., Suo C., Morgan at, November 2018. Communication Interventions for Autism Spectrum Disorder in Minimally Verbal Children. The Cochrane Database of Systematic Reviews. 2018, 11 CD 012324-10.1002/1465185.CD 012324.pub2. PMC 6516977. PMID 303956994. Kasari C., Shire S., Shi W., Landa R., Levato L., Smith T., June 2023. Spoken Language Outcomes in Limited Language Preschoolers with Autism and Global Developmental Delay, RCT of Early Intervention Approaches. Autism Research. 16, 6 1236 1246 to 10.1002/or.2932. PMC 104602774. PMID 37070270. Pediatric Feeding Therapy and ARBA, General Info and Systematic Review. Nevada Autism Center, 7730 West Sahara Avenue #115, Las Vegas, NV 89117, 702, 662,005. 3 April 2021. Retrieved 3 July 2022. Anderson Centimeter, Freeman K.A., Spring 2000. Positive Behavior Support, Expanding the Application of Applied Behavior Analysis. The Behavior Analyst. 23, 185-94-10.1007/BF03392001. PMC 2731369. PMID 2247834. Anderson Centimeter, Kincaid D., 2005. Applying behavior analysis to school violence and discipline problems, school-wide positive behavior support. The Behavior Analyst. 28, 14963 do 10.1000/BF03392103. PMC 2755344. PMID 224784439. Wasdorpte, Bradshaw CP, Leaf PJ, February 2012. The Impact of School-Wide Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports on Bullying and Peer Rejection, a Randomized Controlled Effectiveness Trial. Archives of Pediatrics and Adolescent Medicine. 166. 2149156 to 10.1001/archpediatrics.2011.755. PMID 223121773. What is BIS? Retrieved 26 September 2024. A.B. Morris K.L., Slocum S.K., October 2019. Functional Analysis and Treatment of Self-Injurious Feather Plucking in a Black Vulture, Coragyps atratus. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 52, 491892 to 10.1002/Jabbar.639. PMID 315238815. S2 SID 548427898. Gottlieb D. Pomerantzo, 2021. Utilizing Behavior to Assess Welfare. Behavioral Biology of Laboratory Animals. pp. 5164. Do 10.1001/9780429019517-5. ISBN 978-0-429-01951-7. Fernandez E.J., Martin L., January 2023. Applied Behavior Analysis and the Zoo, Forthman and Ogden, 1992, 30 years later. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 56. 12954 to 10.1002/Jabbar.969. PMC 101075353. PMID 36562615. S2 SID 255078968. Johnston J.M., Pennypacker H.S., 1993a. Strategies and Tactics of Behavioral Research. Hillsdale, N.J., Elbaum Associates. p. 23. ISBN 978-0-8058-0905-3. Cooper, Heron and Hood 1987, p. 26. Cooper Joe, Heron T. Hood W.L., 2019. Applied Behavior Analysis, 3rd ed. Pearson Education, U.S. p. 36. ISBN 978-0134752556. Flora S.R., 2004. The Power of Reinforcement. SUNY Press. ISBN 978-0-7914-5916-4. Page needed. Northup J., Volmer T.R., Seret K., 1993. Publication Trends in 25 Years of the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 26, 4527537 to 10.1901/Jabbar.1993.26-527. PMC 1297882. PMID 167958803. Learning L. Reinforcement and punishment. Lumen learning. OpenStax. Cooper, Heron and Hood 1987, p. 355. Reese p. 1966. The Analysis of Human Operant Behavior. Dubuque, Iowa, Brown. Back. Behavior Analyst Certification Board. Retrieved 10 May 2024. A. B. Miltenberger R.G., 2008. Behavior Modification, Principles and Procedures, 4th ed. Thomson/Wadsworth. ISBN 978-0-495-09153-0. Moxley Ra, 2004. Pragmatic Selectionism. The Philosophy of Behavior Analysis. The Behavior Analyst Today. 5, 10825. Do 10.1037/H01000137. Cooper, Heron and Hood 1987, p. 41. Peterson p. 2007. Promoting Generalization and Maintenance of Skills Learned via Natural Language Teaching. The Journal of Speech and Language Pathology Applied Behavior Analysis. 4, 19131 do 10.1037/H01000252. Johnston J.M., Pennypacker Ha, 1993. Readings for Strategies and Tactics of Behavioral Research, 2nd ed. Hillsdale, H.F., Elbaum. ISBN 978-0-8058-0906-0. Cooper Joe, Heron Ted, 2019. Applied Behavior Analysis, 3rd ed. Pearson Education. p. 78. ISBN 978-0134752556. A. B. Daudier, Nepo K., Myotis S., Quigley S., 7M, 2023. Operational Definitions, Observation, and Behavioral Recording in Applied Behavior Analysis. In Matson J.L., ed. Handbook of Applied Behavior Analysis for Children with Autism, Clinical Guide to Assessment and Treatment. Autism and Child Psychopathology Series. Springer International Publishing. pp. 107129. Do 10.1007430312758776_6. ISBN 978-3-031-27587-6. Thomason Sasai J.L., Ivta B.A., Needed P.L., Roscoe M., March 2011. Response Latency as an Index of Response Strength During Functional Analyses of Problem Behavior. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 44, 15167 do 10.1901/Jabbar.2011.44-51. PMC 3050468. Pinkston J.W., August 2022. Operant Responding, Beyond Rate and Interresponse Times. Brain Research Bulletin. 186, 7987. Do 10.1016/J.Brainresbull.2022.05.009. PMID 3564442. Module 5, Measurement. Applied Behavior Analysis, Psych 581. University of Massachusetts Amherst. A. B. Prince K., the 13th of March, 2013. The importance of measuring behavior. Behavioral Consulting of Tampa Bay, Incorporated. Archived from the original on the 9th of February, 2023. Retrieved the 3rd of July, 2022. Carried Cooper, Heron and Hood 1987, p. 422. Carried Crow LCR, Anderson DC, Abel DM, Sergio JP, 1988. Task Clarification, Performance Feedback, and Social Praise, Procedures for Improving the Customer Service of Bank Tellers. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 21. 165-71-10.1901/Jabbar.1988.21-65. PMC 1286094. PMID 167957113. Carrot MacDuff GS, Krantz PJ, McClanahan Lo, 1993. Teaching Children with Autism to Use Photographic Activity Schedules, Maintenance and Generalization of Complex Response Chains. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 26. 18997-10.1901/Jabbar.1993.26-89. PMC 1297722. PMID 8473261. Carrot Krantz PJ, McClanahan Lo, 1993. Teaching Children with Autism to Initiate to Peers, Effects of a Script Fading Procedure. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 26. 1121132.10.1901/Jabbar.1993.26-121. PMC 1297725. PMID 8473251. Carrot Bergen Jr., 1977. Behavioral Consultation. Merrill. ISBN 978-0-675-08488-8. Carrot Critiquil TR, Van Summen KR, Sheridan SM, 1989. Training Behavioral Consultants, a competency-based model to teach interview skills. Professional School Psychology. 4. 4158. Do 10.1037/H00905770. Carrot IVA, Normington CJ, Miller CD, Morrill WH, Haas RF, 1968. Microcounseling and Attending Behavior, an Approach to Pre-Practicum Counselor Training. J. Counts Psychol. 15. 5. PT 2112 do 10.1037/H0026129129. Carrot IVA, IVMB, 1998. Intentional Interviewing and Counseling, Facilitating Client Development in a Multicultural Society, 4th ed. Brooks/Cole. ISBN 978-0-534-35756-6. Carrot IV to BA, Wong SE, Riordan mm, Dorsey MF, Lau mm, 1982. Assessment and Training of Clinical Interviewing Skills, Analog Analysis and Field Replication. Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis. 15. 219120 do 10.1901/Jabbar.1982.15-191. PMC 1308264. PMID 7118753. Carrot Literal JM, 2001. Alan E. Ivy, Transforming Counseling Theory and Practice. J. Counts Dev. 79. 110518 do 10.1556-66.2001.tb01949.x. Retrieved 4 January 2008. McLennan J. 1994. The Skills-Based Model of Counseling Training, a Review of the Evidence. Ostpsychol. 29, 27988 do 10.100080069408257328. Crumbolts J.D., Mitchellham, Jones G.B., 1980. A Social Learning Theory of Career Selection. In Winterling T.L., ed. Annual Review of Research in Vocational Education. Volume 1. Office of Vocational Education Research, University of Illinois. pp. 25982. Engelmann S., 1968. Relating Operant Techniques to Programming and Teaching. JSCH Psychol. 6, 28996 to 10.1016/0022-4405, 68, 90002-2. Mallet R.W., Kohler K.T., 2021. Principles of Behavior. Weiss Kilometer, March, 1978. A comparison of forward and backward procedures for the acquisition of response chains in humans. Journal of the Experimental Analysis of Behavior. 29, 2255259 to 10.1901/Jeb.1978.29-255. PMC 1332753. PMID 168120553. Cooper Joe, Heron Ted, Hood W.L., 2019. Applied Behavior Analysis, 3rd ed. Pearson Education, U.S. pp. 563569. ISBN 978-0134752556. Ontario Ministry of Education, 2007. Effective Educational Practices for Students with ASD. Queen's Printer for Ontario. Barnett D., Bauer, Bell S., Elliott N., Haskey H., Barclay E., et al. 2006. Preschool Intervention Scripts, Lessons from 20 Years of Research and Practice. Journal of Speech-Language Pathology and Applied Behavior Analysis. 2, 2158881 to 10.1037/H01000216. Martin G., Per J., 2003. Behavior Modification, What is it and how to do it? 7th ed. Upper Saddle River N.J., Pearson Education. van der Heydenham, Snyder P., D.I. Carlo C.F., Strickland S.B., Vigianos L.A., 2002. Comparison of within-stimulus and extra-stimulus prompts to increase targeted play behaviors in an inclusive early intervention program. Behav Analyst Today. 3, 218897 to 10.1037/H00999967. Chestnut M., Williamson P. N., Morrow J. E., 2003. The use of visual cues to teach receptive skills to children with severe auditory discrimination deficits. Behav Analyst Today. 4, 221224 to 10.1037/H01000120. LeBlanc L.A., Hagaplan L.P., Maglieri K.A., Polinger, 2002. Decreasing the intensity of reinforcement-based interventions for reducing behavior, conceptual issues and a proposed model for clinical practice. Behav Analyst Today. 3. 3289 to 10.1037/H0099991. Quarterly J, 2005. Brief Report, Application of Proposed Model of Decreasing Reinforcement Intensity. Int J Behav Consult the 1. 12136 to 10.1037/H0100731. Bailey J, Birch M, 2016. Ethics for Behavior Analysts. Do 10.4034/9781315669212. ISBN 978-1-317-36344-6. Alberto P., Troutman A.C., 2006. Applied Behavior Analysis for Teachers. Pearson Merrill Prentice Hall. ISBN 978-0-13-117994-3. Page needed. Osnes P.G., Lieblein T., 2003. An Explicit Technology of Generalization. Behav Analyst Today. 3. 436-474 to 10.1037/H0099994. Kemp S.M., Eckermann the, 2002. Simulating a Shaping Task. Behav Analyst Today. 3. 216-678 to 10.1037/H0099975. Diateno P., Mangi Pinello K., Taylor B.A., 2002. Using Video Modeling to Teach Complex Play Sequences to a Preschooler with Autism. J. Posit Behav Intef. 5. 1511 to 10.10193007030050010801. S2 SID 146586695. Corbett B.A., Abdullah M., 2005. Video Modeling, Why Does It Work for Children with Autism? J. Early Intensive Behav Intef. 2. 128-10.1037/H0100294. S2 SID 147628229. Gilmore H., the 20th of February, 2020. Shaping, Chaining, and Task Analysis with an Example from Everyday Life. Hayes S.C., Pearson H., 2005. Acceptance and Commitment Therapy. Encyclopedia of Cognitive Behavior Therapy, 1-2. Do 10.1007/0-306-48581-8_1. Kelly A.D., Kelly Me, March, 2022. Acceptance and Commitment Training in Applied Behavior Analysis, Where Have You Been All My Life? Behavior Analysis in Practice. 15. 14354 to 10.1037/S40617-021-00587-3. PMC 8320414. Trian W.W., 1976. A System of Behavioral Diagnosis. Professor Psychol. 7. 44950506 to 10.1037/00735-7028.7.4.495. Shapiro S., Browder D.M., 1990. Behavioral Assessment. Handbook of Behavior Modification with the Mentally Retarded. pp. 93-122. Do 10.1000/9781489925015_5. ISBN 978-1-4899-2503-9. Romano J.M., Jensen M.P., Turner J.A., Gooday B., Hops H., 2000. Chronic Pain Patient-Partner Interactions, Further Support for a Behavioral Model of Chronic Pain. Behaviour. 31. 341540 do 10.1016/S0005-7894 00800223-4. Mallet R.W., 1992. A Theory of Rule-Governed Behavior and Organizational Behavior Management. J. Organ Behav Manage. 12. 24565 do 10.13/J075V12N02_03. Mallet R.W., Shimam Younes, Mallet Me, 1992. Rule-Governed Behavior and Organizational Behavior Management, An Analysis of Interventions. J. Organ Behav Manage. 12. 210316 do 10.1000/J075V12N02_09. Hayes S.C., Brownstein H., Zettel Road, Rosenfarby, Kanz, May 1986. Rule-Governed Behavior and Sensitivity to Changing Consequences of Responding. Journal of the Experimental Analysis of Behavior. 45. 3237256 do 10.1901/Jeb.1986.45-237. PMC 1348236. PMID 168124448. Gerhardt P.F., Weiss M.J., Del Molino L., 2003. Treatment of Severe Aggression in an Adolescent with Autism, Non-Contingent Reinforcement and Functional Communication Training. Behav Analyst Today. 4. 438694 do 10.1037/H01000124. Solomon, the 23rd of May, 2008. The Autism Rights Movement. New York Magazine. Retrieved the 8th of March, 2016. Cernius Y, the 13th of May, 2022. Commentary: The autistic community is having a reckoning with ABA therapy. We should listen. Fortune. Retrieved the 15th of May, 2022. Cassidy S., Bradley L., Shaw R., Baron Cohen S., 2018. Risk Markers for Suicidality in Autistic Adults. Molecular Autism. 9, 42. Do 10.11/S13229-018-0226-4. PMC 6069847. PMID 30083306. Cook J., Hull L., Crane L., Mandy W., November 2021. Camouflaging in Autism, a Systematic Review. Clinical Psychology Review. 89, 100 and 2080. Do 10.1016/J.CPR.2021.102080. PMID 34563942. S2 SID 237942158. Divitare Bernie, the 10th of August, 2016. The Controversy Over Autism's Most Common Therapy. Spectrum. Retrieved the 7th of April 2019. Republished in The Atlantic as De Vitare Berni, the 11th of August 2016. Is the most common therapy for autism cruel? The Atlantic. For whose benefit? Evidence, Ethics, and Effectiveness of Autism Interventions, PDF. Autistic Self-Advocacy Network. The 12th of June, 2021. Retrieved the 22nd of May, 2024. De Vitare Berni, the 11th of August, 2016. Is the most common therapy for autism cruel? The Atlantic. UCAP position statement on ABA. UCAP. The 2nd of April, 2024. Retrieved the 8th of August, 2024. ABC McGillow, Robinson, October, 2020. Recalling Hidden Harms, Autistic Experiences of Childhood Applied Behavioral Analysis, ABA, PDF. Advances in Autism. 7. 4269282 to 10.1108/AIA04-2020-0025. S2 SID 225282499. Anderson L.K., 2023. Autistic Experiences of Applied Behavior Analysis. Autism. 27. 3737750 to 10.1147/13623613221118216. PMID 359999706. AB Bottom Abute L.K., Crowley S., 2021. Pervasive Undisclosed Conflicts of Interest in Applied Behavior Analysis Autism Literature. Frontiers in Psychology. 12. 676303. Do 10.3034/FPSYG.2021.676303. PMC 81315229. PMID 340255538. Recau B., Hume K., Barton E., Boyd B. A., May 2018. Early Intensive Behavioral Intervention, EIBI, for Young Children with Autism Spectrum Disorders, ASD. The Cochrane Database of Systematic Reviews. 5. 5 CD 009260 to 10.1002/1465185.CD 009260.pub 3. PMC 6494600. PMID 297422275. Sunbank M., Bottom Abute L.K., Crowley S., Cassidy M., Dunham K., Feldman J.I., et al. January 2020. Project AIM, Autism Intervention Meta-Analysis for Studies of Young Children. Psychological Bulletin. 146, 1129 to 10.1037/Bull 00000215. PMC 8783568. PMID 3176380. Davis R., Den Hooting J., Nordal Hansen O., Fletcher Watson S., 2022. Helping Autistic Children. The Huyler Blackwell Handbook of Childhood Social Development. pp. 729746. Do 10.1002/9781119679028.ch 39. ISBN 978-1-119-67898-4. ABCD Sandoval Norton R., Shkadi G., Shkadi D., June 2021. Long-term Arbor therapy is abusive, a response to Goricki, Ruppel, and Zane. Advances in neurodevelopmental disorders. 5212613.101021-021-00201-1. S2 SID 234848417. Schreck K.A., Metz B., Mulick J.A., Smith O., 2000. Making It Fit, a provocative look at models of early intensive behavioral intervention for children with autism. The Behavior Analyst Today. 1. 327-32-10.1037/H0099886. Weiss M.J., Del Molino L., 2006. The relationship between early learning rates and treatment outcome for children with autism receiving intensive home-based applied behavior analysis. The Behavior Analyst Today. 7. 196-105-10.1037/H0100140. ABC Wilkenfeld The, McCarthyism, 2020. Ethical Concerns with Applied Behavior Analysis for Autism Spectrum Disorder. Kennedy Institute of Ethics Journal. 30. 131-69-10.1353/Ken.2020.0000. PMID 323366692. S2 SID 216557299. Kupferstein H., 2 January 2018. Evidence of increased PTSD symptoms in autistics exposed to applied behavior analysis. Advances in Autism. 4. 11929-10.1108-2017-0016. S2 SID 4638346. Sandoval Norton R., Shkidiji, Shkididi, 1 January 2019. Rushby J. ed. How Much Compliance is Too Much Compliance, is Long-Term Arbor Therapy Abuse. Cogent Psychology. 6. 11641258210.101908.2019.164128. S2 SID 1990416440. Spreet S., 2012. Behavioral Treatments for Children with ASDs. The Autism Spectrum. pp. 239257. Do 10.1017/CB09780511978616.011. ISBN 978-0-521-11687-9. Cameron M., 14 April 2014. Aversive Comments Part 1, PDF, Report. United States Food and Drug Administration. p. 4. FDA 2014 N0238. Archived from the original, PDF, on 14 January 2017. Retrieved 10 October 2020. Skinner B.F., 17 November 2014. Verbal Behavior. Echo Point Books and Media. ISBN 978-1-62654-014-9. OCLC 9317063319. Leaf J.B., Ross R.K., Sihan J.H., Weiss M.J., 4 October 2018. Evaluating Kupferstein's claims of the relationship of behavioral intervention to PTSS for individuals with autism. Advances in Autism. 4. 3122129 do 10.1108/AIA02-2018-0007. Leaf J.B., Townley D., Sihan J.H., Mitchell E., Leaf R., Taubman M., it al. June 2019. Descriptive analysis of the use of punishment-based techniques with children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Education and Training in Autism and Developmental Disabilities. 54, 21071118. JSTA 26663970. Leaf J.B., Sihan J.H., Leaf R., McEachin J., Liu N., Russell N., it al. June 2022. Concerns about R-bar-based intervention, an evaluation and recommendations. Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders. 52, 6 2838 2853 do 10.1007/108003-021-05137Y. PMC 9114057. PMID 34132968. S2 SID 23544955. Goriki K.A., Ruppel P.R., Zane T., 31 December 2020. Is long-term R-bar therapy abusive? A response to Sandoval Norton and Schkedy. Cogent Psychology. 7, 1. Do 10.108040/2331108.2020.18233615. HDL 1808/31691. Sources. Edit. Cooper Joe, Heron Te, Hood W. L., 1987. Applied Behavior Analysis. Merrill Publishing Company. ISBN 978-0-675-20223-7. Further reading. Edit. Wheeler J.J., Rishi D.D., 2013. Behavior Management, Principles and Practices of Positive Behavior Supports. Pearson Education, Limited. ISBN 978-0-13-285169-5. Steege M.W., Mace F.C., Perry L., Longenecker H., 2007. Applied Behavior Analysis, Beyond Discrete Trial Teaching. Psychology in the Schools. 44, 19199 to 10.1002/Pitts.20208. Meyer G.R., Sulzer Azarov B., Wallace M., 2011. Behavior Analysis for Lasting Change, 2/ED. Sloan. ISBN 978-1-59738-032-4. Catania AC, 2007. Learning. Sloan. ISBN 978-1-59738-007-2. External links. Edit. Library resources about Applied Behavior Analysis. Resources in your library. Resources in other libraries. Applied Behavior Analysis, Overview and Summary of Scientific Support. Functional Behavioral Assessment, the Iris Center U.S. Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs Grant and Vanderbilt University. V. T. E. Parenting. Kinship terminology. Parent. Mother. Father. Adoptive. Alloparenting. Co-parenting. extended family, foster care, non-custodial, nuclear family, orphaned, shared parenting, single parent, blended family, surrogacy, in loco parentis, theories times areas, attachment theory, applied behavior analysis, behaviorism, child development, cognitive development, developmental psychology, human development, identity formation, introjection, love, maternal bond, nature versus nurture, parental investment, paternal bond, pediatrics, social emotional development, socialization, social psychology, styles, achievement ideology, atlas personality, attachment parenting, baby talk, Buddha-like parenting, concerted cultivation, enmeshment, free-range parenting, gatekeeper parent, helicopter parent, nurturant parenting, slow parenting, soccer mom, strict father model, taking children seriously, baby, tiger parenting, work-at-home parent, techniques, after-school activity, allowance, bedtime, childcare, co-sleeping, dishabituation, education, habituation, homeschooling, identification, psychology, introjection, commune 1, latchkey kid, moral development, normative social influence, parent management training, play, date, role model, social integration, television, the talk, race, the talk, sex education, toy, educational, positive parenting program, child discipline, blanket training, corporal punishment in the home, curfew, grounding, positive discipline, tactical ignoring, timeout, abuse, adverse childhood experiences, child abandonment, child abuse, child labor, child neglect, Cinderella effect, codependency, dysfunctional family, effects of domestic violence, incest, narcissistic parent, parental abuse by children, stress in early childhood, legal and social aspects, child custody, child support, cost of raising a child, deadbeat parent, disownment, family disruption, right to family life, management of domestic violence, marriage, parental alienation, parental responsibility, parents' rights, paternity, shared parenting, experts, Mary Ainsworth, John Bowlby, T. Berry Brazelton, Rudolf Dreckers, David L. Kind, Joe Frost, Haim Jeanette, Thomas Gordon, Alan E. Karsdin, Truby King, Annette Lerio, Penelope Leach, Matthew Sanders, William Sears, B. F. Skinner, Benjamin Spock. Organizations. Families need fathers. Mothers apart from their children. Mothers Union. National Childbirth Trust. National Fatherhood Initiative. National Parents Organization. Parent-Teacher Association. Parents Against Child Exploitation. Authority Control Databases, National. Czech Republic. Retrieved from https://en.wikipedia.org/w/index.php title =applied behavior analysis olded =12594455830. Categories: Applied Psychology, Behavior, Behavior Modification, Behavioral Concepts, Behaviorism, Life Coaching, Industrial and Organizational Psychology, Personal Development. Hidden Categories: Wikipedia articles needing page number citations from June 2024. All articles with dead external links. Articles with dead external links from June 2024. Articles with short description. Short description is different from Wikidata. Use DMY dates from January 2016. Articles with excerpts. Articles needing more viewpoints from July 2024. All articles lacking reliable references. Articles lacking reliable references from November 2024. This page was last edited on the 25th of November 2024 at 5:35 UTC. Text is available under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 license. Additional terms may apply. By using this site, you agree to the terms of use and privacy policy. Wikipedia registered trademark symbol is a registered trademark of the Wikimedia Foundation, Inc., a non-profit organization. Privacy policy. About Wikipedia. Disclaimers. Contact Wikipedia. Code of conduct. Developers. Statistics. Cookie statement. Mobile view.